Hello, welcome to Silver Thread Sewing. I'm Diane. This is Friday Sews. So I appreciate you stopping by my little channel. I first of all want to say thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting the hashtag Friday Sews. It's been a wonderful thing for the sewing community, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's just a wonderful way for all of us sewers to get together and talk a little bit about what we've been sewing, or and also a little bit about life sometimes sprinkled in. So I didn't do a Friday Sews last week. I hadn't really sewn anything. I had finished up my 4 dresses for Project Dress-A-Girl 23 and had got those sent off to Mai from Mai Sews. And I really enjoyed making those little dresses, but they took me a little more time than I expected. So after I finished those, I was in a mood to cut out stuff. So I cut out a bunch. It's all over here on my table. I had some things already cut out. I've got some Love Notion, a Harmony blouse. I've cut out a Love Notions Melody Dolman. I have cut out another Love Notions Rhapsody top. And then, wouldn't you know, Love Notions released a new pattern called the Largo Cargos. I fell in love with that pattern, and I never ever do that. I never usually buy a pattern unless it's like really good sale, like they have a lot of $5 Fridays. So that's where I get a lot of my patterns from Love Notions. But this Largo Cargo pattern was one that I just had to get. And it was $3 off the week, maybe the whole weekend or week that it was released. So instead of it being like $12.50, it was like $9.50. And they have such great patterns and such great sales, and it didn't hurt my feelings a bit to pay $9.50 for that pattern. So I have a pair of Largo Cargos cut out, and I'll show you the fabric. I still have the pair of self-drafted pants that my sewing buddy helped me to draft. So I still have those cut out and ready to make, and all that other pile of stuff. But those Largo Cargos have come to the top of the list. So I'm going to make a pair in a fabric that I love it, but it's I'll show you that in a minute. First, real quick, let me show you what I have finished this week. So the first thing that I finished is the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top. And you all, if you've been watching my channel at all, you probably know I've got 4 or 5 of these, and I love this pattern. Now, I will say this is the first one I've ever made in anything other than a cotton or cotton type fabric. I had a peach. I had a piece of peach skin fabric in a beautiful navy blue. And I love the way this fabric feels. It is so smooth and silky, but it is of the devil. I am convinced it is of the devil. It is a little bit heavier, so it won't lay on the table. It kept sliding off my machine bed, and I had to pin or clip every little thing. And it's a navy blue, and I wasn't seeing really well on the navy blue. And I took the yoke piece off twice. I kept missing part of the ruffle when I would try to sew it, so I finally serged it, then gathered it and put it in that way so I knew it was together. But I just had a hard time, and I don't think it's nothing to do, of course, with the pattern, and probably not even the fabric. It was just me. I'm going to take my glasses off because I'm sure they always glare. Anyway, this is what I came up with. And I will insert some pictures in a minute of me wearing it with the skirt I made to go with it. Now, I lengthened these sleeves by quite a bit, and like I said, this fabric is a little heavier than some, but I just put elastic at probably about 1.5 inches up from the bottom of the hem. I just ran a piece of elastic through it, and so it's got these big sleeves. I didn't take any volume out of the sleeves. The only thing I think I may try to do, I think I'm going to put some kind of not a shoulder pad, but some kind of a little, make some little something. I think I can take like a circle and then fold that in half and gather it and just stitch it to the seam allowance, I think, and that might just help the sleeves to stay up a little bit better, because they do, where the fabric's a little heavy, they do droop. But look at the ruffle. I just thought that was so pretty, and it has almost that sheen to it, and it just feels wonderful. But oh my goodness, it was hard to sew, and I made it the same length that I've made my other ones, but where the fabric, I guess, is a little heavier, it seems like it kind of drags down on me just a little bit. So I did make just a self fabric belt. I didn't have really any fabric left, but I did have enough scraps, and I just pieced them together and made a little belt to wear with this. And when I'll show you what I mean when I show you the skirt I made. But I was real happy with the sleeves, and I just love that ruffle. And I did do the burrito method for the yoke, so the inside's nicely finished. And I did just serge a lot of the edges on the inside instead of French seaming them, because this fabric was just so hard for me to work with. So I will show you this in photos, hopefully. So the skirt that I made to go with this top is Simplicity 1200, and I made version E. And I would like to have made the longer version, but I didn't have enough of the fabric for that. Now, Fabric Mart does still have this fabric, or they did a couple days ago, and it was on sale, but it's a cotton lawn, and this is my version of that skirt, and it is a, I don't know, a 3/4 maybe circle skirt. So I did do this a little bit differently than the pattern suggested. It called for a zipper and for a waistband. But I decided that I had this 2-inch wide elastic, and I just did an elastic waistband. I measured it to fit up over my hips, just so I knew I had enough width. And then I quarter marked the elastic and the skirt. And I just sewed that on, and I love the way it's come out. So that is my skirt. And the blue from the top, all that matches really well. So, and I felt like for fall, you know, it's not really autumn colors, but I felt like with the dark blue and the background of the skirt's kind of a really light gray. So I felt like it would be fine for kind of the transition between summer and fall. But again, it was the sagebrush top from Friday Pattern Company and the Simplicity 1200 skirt. Now, I'm going to show you real quick. This is the Largo Cargo pants by Love Notions. I used to have a pair of cargo pants that were just like this. They were a brown color, like a twill, and I wore them out. And then I think I finally outgrew them, but they had holes in them because I'd worn them so much. But these have the pockets, and they have the pocket to go on the leg. And I'm going to put one on each leg because that's where I carry my insulin pump a lot. So I'm really excited. Now, I had a piece of fabric that one of my soul sisters, she's actually my husband's cousin, but we're very close, and she sent me a whole box of fabric that she was kind of destashing and downsizing, and in that box was this beautiful, it's a linen looking fabric, and if you can see the texture a little bit, the weave of it, it looks like linen, but it feels like a heavy cotton. But I don't know exactly what it is, but it's either cotton or a cotton linen blend. But it's in this almost neon pink. So I didn't really feel like I would probably wear that as pants because it's so bright. So I cut the pants out to have this as the outside. So I had watched Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles, and she was talking about these cargo pants. She made them, and her stuff always fits perfectly and always turns out so beautiful, and she has such good tutorials on how to do things, so I watch her a lot. But she suggested that maybe the best thing to do is to pick a fabric that you absolutely, maybe you don't even like it, but something you have no hope of being able to wear, making your first practice, fit, test, whatever you want to call it, pair out of that fabric. And then the next time maybe use a fabric that you would wear, and you'll get better and better, and then you can use your precious fabric. But I really love this fabric, and I love the weight of it. So I decided to do it on the wrong side. And I thought if they were to turn out and fit me perfectly the first time, and I might take some dye and dye this fabric, maybe a red. Since it's already pink, I thought it might take red dye, and it might just kind of tone that pink down. But anyway, either way, I'm going to try my Largo Cargos out of this fabric and see how I get on with that. And I will let you know, because I'm so excited. Now, I've also cut out It's So Easy, which is Simplicity 9718. And I had shown you this a couple weeks ago in my video. I got this at my local Walmart for $2.97, and it has this cute twist detail. And I have that cut out. I've cut out for a solid week. I just cut stuff out that I knew fit me. I've got a dress. I've got the pair of shorts, a pair of pants, a bunch of the Love Notion tops that I love, like I told you. So I've just got a whole bunch of stuff cut out. But I use this knit fabric. And it's so pretty. It has these medallion prints on it. So I have cut this little top out of this fabric, and I'm hoping that it will turn out well and I can wear it. So I will hopefully have that to show you next week. Now, the last thing that I had to share, Erin from Erin Sews had done a video a couple weeks ago, and she kind of created a game, and it's called Name That Notion. And she played it with her husband. And the premise of it is she took 10 of her sewing notions, and her husband and she sat down and recorded it. She would show him the notion and see if he knew what it was called and if he knew the function of that notion. So she said if anybody wanted to play along, just to use that hashtag and tag her in the video. I'm not going to tag anybody else, because people are, sometimes they don't want to do it really, or maybe they do want to do it, but they don't like to be tagged. So I'm not going to tag anybody, but Erin did say anybody that wants to play this game is welcome to use that hashtag, and she would love to know about it. So I'm going to tag her, and I'm also going to tag her video that she and her husband did. It was hilarious, and my husband has agreed to sit down with me and do the game. So basically, if they know the name of the notion, they get 1 point, and if they know the name and the function, they get 2 more points. So there's 30 potential points. And my husband comes down here a lot, and I'm usually talking and showing him stuff, so I'm fairly sure he'll probably know a lot of the notions that I've picked out, but some of them I think might stump him. I don't know. But he's just so sweet to play along, and he doesn't talk much. He's a really quiet fella, but he is one of the best people I know. He truly is, and he's so good to me. Obviously, he doesn't mind a bit for me to have all my sewing stuff, but let's see how good he pays attention when I'm telling him what everything's for. That'll be the test. So I hope you enjoy Name That Notion. Hi guys. So this is my husband, Greg. You guys hear a lot about him on this channel because he doesn't like me to paint anything without scraping and putting down drop cloths and all that stuff. And also he doesn't like me to move furniture without measuring. So you all know him a lot better than he knows you. But I appreciate him being willing to come on, and we are going to play a game started by Erin from Erin Sews, and it's called Name That Notion. Now, Erin played this game with her husband, Adam, a few weeks ago, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I had to wait till Greg had time and I could get him to sit down long enough to do this. So, you want to say anything? You want to say hello?
Hello.
He's a man of few words. I'm the talker in the bunch. So the game is, I'm going to show him 10 different sewing notions. If he knows what the correct name of that notion is, then he will get 1 point. And if he knows the function of that item, he'll get 2 more points. So there's 30 points possible. But I will warn you, he comes down to my sewing room a lot, and I show him a lot of my sewing tools, and I'm always so excited if I get something new. I'm always ready to tell him what I have, and so he may know them all, but I think he probably won't know everything, but we'll see. We shall see, and I think we're shaking our camera, so bear with us, and I'm going to take my glasses off because they glare. All right, first item, and I'll show you guys. You can hold the item. What do you think that is?
I have no idea.
You don't even want to guess?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
This
looks like a zip tie, in a way.
It kind of does look like a zip tie. I've never really noticed that. This opens, and then this little part comes out. You put your elastic or like a drawstring or something in there and close this, and you can run it through a casing. And this is a Nancy Zeman tool. I don't think I even know the correct name for it, to be honest. So you could have said anything, basically. But that's the function of it, and I'll try to figure out what exactly it's called correctly and put it across the bottom of the screen. So you get 0 points on that. Zero.
0 points.
So far. All right. I'm going to show him this one. This is actually a gift from my son. You can.
Well, it has a light, and I'm not sure what that little thing is. Again, I have no idea.
I expected you to do way better than this.
Well, I don't know.
That is a needle threader, and it has the light to help me to see the needle. And James got me that a couple months ago. Yep, when I struggled threading my needles, and he got me a lighted needle threader.
Oh, what about that?
So I expected you to do that.
I still don't know how it would work, even though I can see it.
So far we're 0, 0, 0. Let's try this one.
Well, it looks like a knife. Plastic knife. I don't know.
This is a turning tool. It has the pointed end. You would like poke out the corner of a collar or the corner of a pillow. And if you need something rounded, like to open out a seam or something, you can use this end because it's rounded. And that, I don't even know where I got that. I think I picked it up at the dollar store, to be honest. But it's a turning tool. Well, now I'm starting to struggle because you probably won't know any of these. Let's go with this one. I bet he might know this one.
Yes, it's a chalk marker. You mark your fabric with
And
it.
to mark your fabric. I am going to give him all 3 points because he knew what that one was.
I've actually used those for other things, so that's why I knew what it did.
All right, try this one. It doesn't open, so don't break it.
I see that. I have no idea.
Oh, I've really stumped him. I should have got like thread and needles. This is a Dritz chalk sharpener. So you take your wedges of chalk and drag it through that, and it puts the edge back on them. And then the chalk goes down here in the little bottom part, this part, and you can empty that chalk powder out. And I use it in my little tracing wheel that has chalk. So far he has 3 points. And we have 5 more, so you're halfway done. All right.
You should have briefed me on that.
Well, that would go against the game. You can't know. It's not to make you look like you know. You've seen me use this dozens of times.
I don't know if it was sharp, it would look like a potato peeler, but it's not.
This is a bodkin.
Oh, it slides.
Yeah. So you would put your elastic up here with it open, put your elastic end right there, and then slide that little doohickey up and tighten it, and then you can run elastic again or a drawstring through a casing. It's the same kind of thing basically as this, only it's very simple and smaller and just as good basically. All right. So far, yes, 3 points. All right.
Some kind of knitting tool or crochet thing?
No.
No.
This is called the purple thing. And it has several.
It says it right there.
It does. So it has several different purposes. It's kind of, you can use this little point like a stiletto to guide your fabric under your needle, to hold something over if it's slippy. This end also can be used for the same thing, or you can poke out corners. And it has this little, I don't know, I'm not showing y'all very well, but it has this little area here, and you could put a piece of elastic through that if you needed to. Probably would do better for short pieces instead of like a waistline or something, but the purple thing. All right, we've just got 3 more to go.
Gauze.
No.
Oh. Net. I have no idea what you would do with that.
Well, he does know what it is. It is a net piece of material. This, you guys will know, if you have a thread that comes off your spool too, kind of unwinds, kind of like the monofilament that I broke the needle off in my finger that time with. This, you would put this down over your thread and it keeps it from coming off your spool and unwinding. Yeah, plus it's kind of fun. It's stretchy. Okay. This 2 pieces, but 1 tool.
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
I don't know.
This, I showed it to you guys a few weeks ago. This is another Nancy Zeman tool, and it sticks. It adheres to the bed of your machine, like to the needle plate, the throw plate, and it keeps your seam allowance straight. It also can go around curves, convex and concave curves. So I showed this to them a few weeks ago. All right. Now, he's seen me use this one too. So this is the last one, and this is a set, but I'm gonna let him just do it all as one.
Well, 25 millimeter. I understand that.
It's when I make tape out of fabric. And
Make tape out of fabric.
A certain kind. I can't tell you because that's in the name.
It looks like some kind of foot for your sewing
It
machine.
is. It is a foot for my sewing machine.
Wow.
Let me show them. This is the foot. I use fabric that's cut on the bias.
Right. I don't know.
This is bias tape maker. So you take a width of fabric and you...
Where did you get this?
Oh, I've had it for
I
years.
didn't know that.
Now, you've seen me use it.
I have not.
You start a straight piece of fabric through one end and get it started, and it comes out, and this thing makes it fold in, and you use the iron and you pull this away from the... you would do it this way. Like hold my iron and I would pull this through, and it makes the bias tape like that you finish a neckline or a seam or something with. Well,
You have more tools than I do. Mine just cost a lot more.
yeah, I thought you would know most of these because he's down there a lot, so I thought he would know. But he didn't fail. He got 4 out of 30 points. So that is great, and I'm still going to give you your parting gift.
I know what that is. That's
You know.
an apple.
He's a very good sport.
It's a
So
Rome apple.
It is.
Very delicious.
I'll just give y'all 30 points for knowing that.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you for playing. He's a really good sport. So I hope you've enjoyed Name That Notion. Well, that didn't go exactly as I expected. I really thought he would know most of those notions that I had, but I enjoyed it so much, and he's a good sport to have played along. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was good to, kind of break up and not always have to see me all the time. Aaron had said that you can play it if you want to play with a spouse or a child or a friend, a non-sewing friend, just anybody that is willing to play along with you. So I hope that you will join in that hashtag because it was a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join in with that and support the hashtag Name That Notion. So I am going to shut up and get back to work here. I want to get a little sewing done today. I don't think I'll get to sew much this weekend. A lot of stuff I have to do, but I have got a lot of stuff cut out, so I should be good whenever I can get a few minutes to come down and work on all my pile of stuff. So I know that the tops, the Love Notion tops and things will go pretty fast, but I'm really excited about the Largo Cargos, so I will let you know how I get along with those. So I see sometimes posts on some of the groups I follow on Facebook of people saying, I'm so frustrated. I think I'm just going to quit trying to sew because nothing ever turns out right. It never fits. It never turns out like I want it to. And it's heartbreaking to me because I understand how that feels. I have that problem, as you know, all the time for different reasons, usually something I've done or not done. So, if you're feeling frustrated, step away from it for a little while, but use fabric that you're not paying a fortune for or that you're not absolutely in love with. Take a sheet, take a bed sheet, go out and find fabric like that, or a shower curtain or tablecloth, something that's kind of similar weight. Go out and find that kind of fabric and practice. Just don't have any expectations of it fitting you, and cut it out, and then analyze how it looks. Are the armholes too low? Are they too tight? Do the shoulder seams hit you at the point of your shoulder, or do they hang off, or are they way too short, or is it too tight through the bust, or is it too big or too long? It's usually, I have found, it's usually just some small alterations that need to be done to the pattern to make things come out better for you. That's at least how it is for me, especially length. I have found that I need to shorten things in the upper part of the bodice. My armholes have to be raised a little bit. So, just kind of analyze your body and analyze how that fabric hangs and where it fits you at. You don't have to go to all the trouble of putting in the facings and both sleeves if you don't want to, but definitely put it together well enough that you can get a good idea of how it's going to fit. And then if it's too big, start pinning and finding the places that it's too big, or if it's too small, where you need to let it out. It's a hobby. At least for me, it's a hobby, but it's one that I enjoy, and I don't think it should be drudgery, and I don't think it should be something that we dread because it doesn't turn out right. So don't give up, don't quit, just find different ways of working out the problem. That's why they make a seam ripper, and I've got the point that I use the basting stitch, a longer stitch length, and that way it's easy to take out if I need to, and I can reposition darts, or I can let out the hip, or take in the waist, and then you've got an idea. When you look at that flat pattern, you have more of an idea what you need to do to get that to fit you. But I'm certainly no expert, but I hate to see people who really want to sew and who love the process just want to give up because it's so frustrating. And YouTube is a wealth of information. There are so many great tutorials. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. I said I was going to shut up 5 minutes ago, so I will shut up and let you guys go. And I hope that you watch some more Friday Sews tonight like I plan to do. And I hope that you stay well. And I really appreciate, last week I had one viewer who had messaged and said, I didn't see a Friday Sews from you. I hope you're okay. And, you know, that is so precious to me. That is so sweet that somebody missed me being there. And, you know, it really is a community. As Jen always says, it's a sewing community, and we're there for each other in whatever we need. So thank you so much to my sweet friend. But I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you next week, and I hope to have Largo cargos ready to show you. Bye.